I know it's a little weird, so to give some context, I, 23F, have started a romantic relationship with my former stepfather, 43M. I am an only child, and my father hasn't been in the picture since I was 9. He ran off one day and never came back. My mother was extremely bitter about it, telling me that he ran off with other women and never loved us. I haven't seen him since then, never contacted him, and truly have no idea where he might be. After this, my mother became an alcoholic. I didn't realize it then because I was so young, but looking back, it was clear that the problem started because my father left. We were poor, moving from one bad place to another, trying to stay above water with whatever job she could hold on to for more than a few months at a time. Then, when I was 17, my mother introduced me to John. She said they had been dating for a few months. At first, I hated him. He felt like yet another invader in my already somewhat hostile home. But he brought out the best in my mother. I noticed she had cut back on her drinking and eventually quit entirely, and even started going to AA because of him. She wouldn't snap at me as often, and when she did, sometimes she would even apologize. He was kind and gentle towards me, being exceptionally understanding of my distrust and even occasional aggression toward him. After a little while, I began to trust him. He even helped me apply to my local community college and a bunch of scholarships that allowed me to attend. He and my mother got married shortly after. When I was almost 20, my mother relapsed and began drinking worse than ever before. I don't know why. The situation became unbearable. She was fired from her job again, burned bridges with the church that had been supporting us, and we had nothing but John. She threw that away too, becoming both physically and emotionally abusive toward him. One day, when he was away visiting family, she came home extremely late and woke me up. I stayed in bed and heard her laughing with a man who was not John. I was furious. I texted John and told him what had happened. He thanked me for telling him the truth, and they eventually divorced because of it. He even tried to reconcile with her, offering to pay for rehab, and she told him to leave her alone and said that we didn't need him, his money, or his help. When I heard this, I completely lost it and told her that she was out of control, that her drinking was destroying everything, and that I hated living like this and wanted to leave. She hit me. I immediately grabbed all the important things I could carry and left. They both tried to stop me, but I didn't want to hear anything. I stayed with a friend, and when I told her and her family what had happened, they told me I could stay as long as I needed. I stayed in touch with John, and he was always extremely supportive of me. He helped me transfer my community college credits to a state university, helped me sign up for student loans, and helped me buy a used car. At this point, I need to say that I never felt any romantic feelings from him toward me. I never felt manipulated or pressured in any way. He was simply supportive and there for me when I needed him, even though he didn't have to be in my life. One day, I asked him why he still cared so much, and he said that sometimes people are dealt a very unfair hand in life and just need a little help to succeed and reach their potential. He said he could see that I could do well as long as I had a steady guiding hand, and that he was happy to be that for someone. That was when I fell in love with him. He is incredibly selfless and caring, whether it was toward my mother, toward me, or toward many other people in his life. I graduated this May and invited him to a celebration dinner for just the two of us. It was amazing. We talked for hours. He once again offered to help me find a job in my field if I needed it. When it was time to leave, I told him I had had a bit too much to drink and wasn't sure I should drive. He offered to drive me, and I suggested staying at his place since it was closer. He agreed and prepared the guest bedroom for me. Later that night, I made a move and tried to kiss him. He was surprised and confused and rejected the kiss. I cried and confessed my feelings. He comforted me but didn't say much. Eventually, he said he loved me too, but wasn't sure he could see me the same way. We both went to sleep in separate rooms. The next morning, he had made breakfast and coffee. He told me he had stayed up all night thinking. We talked honestly about everything, including the fact that he had once been my stepfather. I told him I had thought about that too, but that he had been my friend just as long, if not longer. During the conversation, I tried to kiss him again. This time, he didn't pull away. We ended up sleeping together. Afterwards, we talked at length and agreed to keep our relationship private for a while, not out of shame, but because of how taboo it would